Hello, 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 gamers. It is time for more Final Fantasy. Here we are, ready to go. We're going to open up our very first pack, and we're going to see a dud. Vaughn, Street Thief, not exactly there. There are not enough human scouts, pirates, and or rogues to make it work. But in theory, it could. I am looking at a couple of options here. Gratia has been playing against us very well. We actually haven't really played it much, but it's a 5-drop, which is a little scary. Magitek Infantry is a 1-drop. That's very good, and I'm happy to see that early on. But as I take a look at the rest of the pack outside of Gratia, I'm not exactly excited to draft too many things alongside of Magitek Infantry. Swallowed by Leviathans, this is not coming back. Gratia is not coming back. Both these green cards are gone. And so it looks like Gladiolus or Summon Fat Chocobo. And now normally I'm saying, well, I don't really want to draft a gold card first pick. I'm not going to be in that color. But Gladiolus is a very easily splashable card alongside Precious Wandering, Reach the Horizons. And then even if you're only on green-red, but you have a third color that you need to unpack, Gladiolus goes and finds it. So I'm going to pick this card. I think it's enough of a bomb. It impacts the battlefield right away. It gets that land. I'm not going to say it's Primeval Titan, because it's not Primeval Titan, but it is good. 6 mana, 6/6, impacts the board right away, goes and fetches a land. +2/+2 and trample 10 to turn. And so here, Renoa Heartily is very good alongside Gladiolus, because it gives the big thing trample on the same turn, so I don't mind that. I also don't mind getting into Temur, because these are also very good with lots of mana. And then Balam T-Rexor is another 6-drop that also goes well into the Gladiolus, playing well in green. I think I'm gonna. I might take this Renoa because it is 2 legends, it's 2 battlefields. I mean, this is functionally like a fat chocobo, where you've got a 4/4 and then a body, and see what happens there. What the heck is this thing? The Cloud Sea Djinn. No good. No good for us. Taking a look here, we've got Black Mage's Rod, Vane's Treachery, Summon Shiva, Delivery Moogle. World Map, I don't think we need this yet. Even Paladin's Arms kind of plays. I'm going to take this Delivery Moogle just because it's very good at what it does. Going to search out things that we need. Water Crystal's no good. Gubu Gardener's very good. Clash of the Icons, also very good. Fate of the Sun Crystal is okay. I don't think we need that Clash of the Icons this early because we don't have any summons yet. And even though green and white, I believe, have the most summons, it might be green and red, but green seems to have the most summons. I think we'll pass on it for now and just take our 2-drop to get moving. Very good. So we have a Galacat, which wears Delivery Moogle things very well, wears Gladiolus Trample very well. Precious Wandering helps us fix if we need it. Balam T-Rexor is another big threat, as is Crystal's Chosen. And I think based on like a green-white style deck, I want to go with a Crystal's Chosen because, you know, a lot of these things like Galacat and like Renoa Heartily, these things wear those counters very well. Putting 4 2/2s on the battlefield, even in its own right, is very good. So I'm going to take this Crystal's Chosen, also because it's the uncommon. Galacat and the Balam T-Rexor are probably the other 2 that we would really, really seriously consider, and both of those are at common. We're more likely to see them. We've already seen another Balam T-Rexor in this pack. In theory, we're going to be able to pick it up again. Rydia, I'm less excited about just because it's not particularly strong. As a 1/2, it's okay. If you have lots of sagas, it's, you know, there's value there, but we don't have any sagas. So I'm just going to take this removal spell. Chocobo Kick is great. In theory, we're not going to have to use it with the Gubu Gardener, but we can. Also plays very well with things like Xanarkand because you can cast it, play it, and then Xanarkand again. And then also plays well with things like Saz's Chocobo. Now we have to decide between a Reach the Horizon to get our extra source. We have a town here, or a Balam T-Rex. This is the 3rd T-Rex in the pack, and so in theory that means that we're going to be picking one up. I'm going to take this dual land to make sure we can cast our Crystal's Chosen. I see a Diamond Weapon, a Blitzball Shot, a Fate of the Suncrest, and a Gigantode. We've been a little light on removal over the last couple of drafts, so I'm going to take this over the Diamond Weapon. We already have Crystal's Chosen and Gladiolus, and even Renoa to a bit, in an extent there. Fat Chocobo Wield, so we're going to slam that thing down. Another T-Rex. This is our very first one. We're going to scoop that up, and we have the Fat. So now we're going to need the ramp. We've got a Gubu Gardener here. That Reach for the Horizon was obviously particularly good. But I'm happy that we have our Chocobo Kick. I'm happy we have a Fate of the Suncrest. This should take care of some more early threats, right? Chocobo Kick off with the Gubu Gardener. things that I would really want, a Torgal would play very, very well, even though we only have a couple of humans. I don't think it really much matters, and just the fact that it's a 2-mana 2/2 that also taps for any color of mana. So Torgal would be one that I want. With the Delivery Moogle, I think I'm playing probably one World Map, if we can get there. Yeah, we'll take this town, even though we're not particularly likely to be splashing this, but if we are splashing a all black card, let's imagine like a green black card and a green red card, I'm more likely to play Vector than I mean, I would play this card as well, but I'm very happy to play Vector because that means one search, one Precious Wandering, or one Gladiolus lets me get both colors that we need, and that's particularly good. Clash of the Icons plays even a little bit better now that we've got the Fat Chocobo, but it's still good overall. A Precious Wandering is incredible. Not too many things care about wearing the counters in like a ramp style, but just going to get your black-red land or whatever is where you want. I say that an Adelbert plays really well along with the counter, even if you don't necessarily have a lot of equipment. A 2-mana 2/1 lifelink is particularly good, and then we can put counters on it to make it work there. I also have a Summon Brynhildr, Finn the Fangbearer is its own sort of threat, and then plays really well with Chocobo Kick and Clash of the Icons. It's either that or Slash of Light, and I don't know if we're necessarily going to be having a lot of creatures out in the battlefield, so I think I'm going to take this Finn because 2 of our 3 removal spells are fight or punch spells. So we're going to scoop Finn up. I don't think we want Cactar. Yeah, I think this is probably just a White Mage's Staff. It's something we can search for with Delivery Moogle. It plays with our Adelbert's Steiner, and then also is just a 2-mana 2/2, which you can certainly play with as well. Oh, and here we have another big question. Do you take the Garnet with a big upside of, you know, playing Fat Chocobo a bunch or whatever, or do you take the Delivery Moogle, which is a flyer and also a value card? I think I'm going to take the Garnet because it's earlier in the draft. If it was later in the draft and we're like, wow, maybe we won't see too many sagas, then I would probably take the Delivery Moogle. But there's a good possibility that we can still end up getting things like a Summon Fenrir. Even this Summon Anima, we're not going to play that because it's double black. But, you know, there's lots of big summons that we could hit. I'd probably even play a Summon GF Afreet, which I think you guys have seen over and over and time again. I'm less and less inclined to play that card. But if it's going to end up getting us value here where we can constantly loot and the card doesn't die, then I think the Garnet's really where we want to be at. All right. Here we can see a Suplex or Reach the Horizon or a Balam T-Rex. With the crystals chosen and some of the big fat things that we've got up top, I don't think it's that important. We could end up taking another town, but I think we want a Reach the Horizon. We want to get to these things. We want to fix our colors. I'm taking this Reach the Horizon here. Suplex is good, and I would take another Suplex as well. We talked about taking a Summon GF Afreet. I'm probably going to just take this Summon Chocomog because it's just a 3-drop that can come down after Garnet on turn 2. It could also end up playing well with Clash of the Icons. The remove a lore counter and add a lore counter could give other creatures +2/+0 in the same turn. That could be a decent option. I do think that this obviously plays better the wider you go. And we have 10 creatures to some non-creatures. But, you know, it could come down after Crystal's Chosen, or White Mage's Staff is a non-creature that brings in a creature. So, you know, there's a couple things here that bring in 2 creatures. Another Garnet is good, so I'm happy to see that one. We'll scoop it up. I think that having the second one in hand obviously doesn't feel particularly good, but more likely to have it on turn 2 is great. This also means that we've got 3 creatures on turn 2 that have lifelink, and then one that has Death Touch, and then even one that gains this life just when it attacks in the White Mage's Staff. So we've got lots to do on turn 2, and also a lot of things that just continuously impact the board. I mean, we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5, 6 legends. I mean, at some point, Clive's Hideaway's got to be playable, right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Clive's Hideaway. I think that we can make it work. I don't think we're actually that hurting on 2 drops. Like we just said, we've got 5 or 6 of them. So this Geishel Green's not as exciting. The Clash of the Icons, I think, is going to play even better. We'll take a blitzball shot, I guess. I don't think we're going to end up playing that, but it's very possible. Tifa's Limit Break, though, is much better if we're playing some big stuff like Gladiolus and Balam T-Rex. Yeah, toss a couple things in the sideboard here, and then move on up. Now, we've got a Delivery Moogle that can really only get us our White Mage's Staff, but we can pick up another couple things now. We also have a Village here, which can tap for any color we need. Triple Triad is triple red, so I don't think we're going to splash that, splash the triple red card. But in like theory, we could if it wheels around. Now, I think I'm going to take this Delivery Moogle just because it's a 4-mana 3/2 flyer, and in this format, that seems like it is good enough. We have Adelbert, White Mage's Staff, and 2 Garnets, so this Minwu has legs, I think. Colosseum Behemoth, I think, is mainly just like a big 7-mana 7/7. And Battle Menu being a removal spell for some big stuff, I think is probably going to be where we're at. So we're going to take this Battle Menu and hope that we see Minwu or even just Fate of the Suncrist come back to us. The Earth Crystal, Dragoon's Lance, Serapharon. Wow. And even a Weapons Vendor. I think because of the double Delivery Moogle and the Adelbert, we have to take this Dragoon's Lance. But I'd be very happy with either of these cards wheeling. I don't expect either of them to, but even if they're both gone and then Thief's Knife is gone, you've got Phantom Train and there's lots of good cards here. There's a possibility we get this Weapons Vendor back, but we're going to pick up the Battle Lance, or the Dragoon's Lance, because the Delivery Moogle can go get it. Now, I think Magitech Armor and Summon Fat Chocobo are functionally the same card. It's a 4/4 that brings an extra body with it, and then you've got the Weapons Vendor, which can start attaching some of our equipment. We don't have that much equipment, so I'm just gonna take another Fat Chocobo, even though I did also see that Red-White Town. I didn't think it was that important. A second Clive's Hideaway. I don't think we're playing it, but we're gonna take it. We gotta do our legend count again. We need 4 legends. This counts as 2. This is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Still at 6 separate ones with 1 repeat. I probably would need 2 more before I play the first Clive's Hideaway, and then like 4 more by the time we get to the last one. Queen Aku Gourmet. That is a legend. It also helps with tokens, which we have a couple of, Renoa and Fat Chocobo and that kind of stuff. So we're gonna take it. That's another legend. Count it. Oh, Finn goes here. Yep, a green-white town, pretty easily going in. We're not playing any of these cards, so I guess we'll take Magic Pot. Just taking a Magic Pot. Get rid of this one. Green-blue town, we're not going to play. I guess we could take a second Fate of the Suncrist. Is it better than 20 gems? Probably. It's going in the sideboard, but you never know. Ah, wow, we didn't end up getting any of that stuff back. That's unfortunate. Serapharon, I think, is probably the last card I would have wanted, and maybe have been the thing to help with Clive's Hideaway, but somebody scooped it up. So now we've got 7 total, with Renoa Heartilly being double. Sure, why not, right? How bad could it be? The other nice part about it is we can go search it up with Gladiolus, right? So we don't actually have to go find it for quite some time. And the real question is, now that we have all these cards here, I think we're about 2 over. We're going to need 2 cuts in order to make it work pretty easily. We've got nothing that searches up basics. So in theory, if we just want these 2 towns with Precious Wandering and Reach the Horizon, we could do that. Play another green source in there. But we're already at 8 plains and 8 forests, like white and green sources. So I think we're probably going to be okay. Our 2 drops both also include Dragoon's Lance and White Mage's Staff. We have a lot of 2 drops. I have to wonder if we don't need this Gubu Gardener. It's just less impactful than Adelbert, Finn, Garnet, and the rest of these. And then Tifa's Limit Break is the other one that I'm kind of looking at. But with all the trample that we get from Gladiolus and Fat Chocobo, like those things are things that, I don't know. It seems okay. Yeah, it might just be the last card. Not to say that it's a bad card. It's just, I'm happy with the rest of my cards altogether. All right, moving into round 1 with Naya Legends, question mark? Clive's Hideaway, question mark? Let's see how we can do things. Playing first. We've got all the colors. We've got some stuff to do. We're going to jam. Delivery Moogle finding things to make Adelbert bigger is great. I think really Prisha's Wandering might be one of the best cards we can see here outside of just like land. What's our opponent on over here? Is this Cecil? Or is it Golbez? Is Golbez? I think it's probably Golbez. Alright, a land is fine. We'll play our Adelbert. I don't really see a whole lot of what else we're going to be doing so far. Just playing lands and getting where we're going. They're playing Undercity Dire Rat. We're probably not going to do anything with that. Especially now that we've got a second Delivery Moogle. Yeah, Resentful Revelation is great for us. Have to wonder if that just means that they're going to be skipping their turn, playing a land. Yep, they've got a couple of things here. I wonder if they had to play that in order to hit their land, but we won't really know until next turn whether they do or don't hit their land automatically. Nothing for them, no attacks. We're going to play this Delivery Moogle, which I think will probably be relatively mana efficient. This next turn, we'll just attack with Delivery Moogle and play our Fat Chocobo. And then the following turn, go from there. Now, there might be something to be said about like playing battle menu on this, but I don't think so. We're just going to play the Fat Chocobo. It's going to be a pretty easy way to get some advantage. Not going to trade off our Moogle for their Wyvern. It's pretty clear that our creature quality is better than theirs, but at the same time, it's just like they're trading up better than ours. But there's a good possibility that if we attack with a Chocobo. Oh, okay. We have a Choco Kick, huh? Like if we attack with a Fat Chocobo, they double block, and then we could look at using battle menu. But even at that point, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's just attack with these two things, and if they want to trade this and take 2, that's fine. Then our Fat Chocobo's getting in. And then we just play our other Delivery Moogle. We could cycle this T-Rex, but also I don't think it's that important. We've got so many things to do anyway that we don't have to like try to shoehorn in all of our spells right now. Vane's Treachery coming in, taking care of our other Moogle. And it feels like we're on the front foot at least for another turn or two with our Fat Chocobo still around. So we get to kind of functionally get in for a free 4 damage here because they don't want to kill it. It's going to die on its own anyway. But the Queena coming in, and then we get to play our Dragon's Lance, and that gets a free frog. Unless Sephiroth's Intervention coming in, taking care of Queen of Gourmet. So we just get our regular old Dragon's Lance. Haven't had a chance or really a need to use our removal spells quite yet. Prisha's Wandering looking hot. So we're going to play the White Mage's Staff. Invite a block from OP over there. And if they want to trade off with the Chocobo, then we'll use the Chocobo. Prisha's Wandering. They have a counter spell for our ramp spell, that's fine. They have a kill spell for Adelbert, also fine. We're still going to be able to take care of what we're taking care of. We've got all our colors, 2 white, 2 green. But we also don't have a single legend, so I don't think it's that important for us to go grab Clive's Hideaway. It doesn't even come to play tapped. So let's get Basher, our last red source. We are getting in for some damage here. 2 from the Choco and 2 in the air. There's a good possibility that if we end up, we could end up getting to them to a point where they aren't really, or they're staying off balance, right? Where, a couple good removal spells help us out. I don't really feel the need to play this Plains quite yet because we get value out of having it be a landfall trigger. Balam T-Rexor, sure. Phantom Train, sure. Black Mage's Rod, also sure. Not unhappy about any of those things. I guess the question is do we want to Choco Kick this thing? And I think the answer is no. I think we're just fine as it is. Go play Gladiolus. Go get our other tap land. That means that we can get in for either 4 with the hero token. Otherwise, this thing is going to be 7-5. And the only way that that dies is if they trade off either the Phantom Train or the Summon Shiva. So I think I'm down for that. I don't think I attack with this because that's going to draw them an extra card at least this turn. They want to trade off their Phantom Train, then they're also not drawing a card from the bird being tapped. Then they'll lose their Shiva and only draw a single card from the Balam T-Rexor. They won't have a train anymore, and their entire board will pretty much be gone. So they're pegging on themselves and the card they have and the card they're drawing for stopping our Gladiolus and Balam T-Rexor. We haven't had a chance to use a removal spell yet. I say haven't had a chance. We haven't needed to, right? Our creatures being bigger and badder than theirs mean they've had to block and trade and all that stuff, and so we've been able to pretty much move forward. I'm glad we took out our Tifa's Limit Break, and I'm also glad we're not playing this Blitzball shot because double Sephiroth's intervention and a Vein's Treachery just suggests that we're waiting to get blown out there. So we're gonna be pretty hesitant in using our fight and or bite spells while they have mana up. All right, get the Wiggles out, get the Yawns out. Getting ready to go here for game 2, of which we have some big stuff and some little stuff, but at least as of now, you know, we're just fine. Garnet coming in, Dragoon's Lance also an option. With Chocomog in hand, I think Garnet is the correct play. Otherwise, Dragoon's Lance was going to be one that could easily attack in. Let's see what they do. We will play our Chocomog. And I have to imagine if they have a Vein's Treachery, they're just going to like slam it down here, and that's just part of how it goes. A Summon by Leviathans would also be, you know, really on par, I suppose. But Vein's Treachery it is. Chocomog coming down. And unfortunately, it's not going to play all that well unless we draw one of our Clash of the Icons or our other Garnet. But that's okay. It is going to be able to attack. It's going to get in for, in theory, 6 damage. And maybe even a 7th damage because this Dragoon's Lance is going to be picked off by it a little bit. We do have 5 lands for our big threats, but unfortunately none of them are red, so we do need to pick up one of our red sources. But Apricia's Wandering or Reach the Horizon could also fix that. So we got about 5 cards that can help. Lion's Heart coming in, killing off our token, which is fine. You know, nothing super crazy. We can get in for 4 here if we draw nothing else. Yeah, this actually kind of works out just fine. So we're going to attack for 4. Chocomog will end up dying. They're at 13, but then we're going to end up playing Balam T-Rexor into Gladiolus, into Crystal's Chosen, and that's a lot of stuff for them to handle, especially if they're not going to be doing anything on this turn, where they just attack with a Lionheart on a Dire Rat. Not a good look. Yep, Chocomog down, Clive's Hideaway in. I want to take like a good spell, but nothing super crazy. I think a Delivering Moogle is probably that. The rest of these things just aren't as particularly exciting, so we're going to play the Balam T-Rex. And the reason why I'm playing the T-Rex is because I want Gladiolus to have something to be targeting when it comes in. And I don't think it's that important for us to play Crystal's Chosen. The other thing is, if this eats a removal spell, it's also fine. Gladiolus eats a removal spell, it's also fine. Like, both of these things are A-okay. Interesting that they sacrificed the Lion's Heart over the Rat, where the Rat gets the treasure token, but maybe it's just not that important. Yep, they get in for another 2. I don't think I mind. If we draw an untapped land, I think I'm just playing the Crystal's Chosen. I don't think it's that important that we play the Gladiolus first. And in fact, yeah, we're going to do that this way because this just plays well. And then we can go Gladiolus, giving one of them. Summon by Leviathans. We talked about this a bunch. That's a little unfortunate, but that's still okay. Gladiolus will be just fine. coming in. In theory, it's a 2-turn clock with the Gladiolus and the Dragoon's Lance. And now, even if we wanted to, we could go like Gladiolus and Chocobo kick their thing. Doesn't seem that super necessary. But as they like move it over, oh, this seems weird, right? These are both just heroes. Go get our other tap land. Oh, we've got 2 other tap lands. So we'll go get this tap land, and then we'll just use removal spell on the flyer. This way, we're gonna take 3 at most. And now they don't have any blockers for when we equip with our Dragoon's Lance. We do know they're on double Sephiroth intervention, so it's fine. They drew was it 3rd Vein's Treachery? So that is rough stuff for us. Unfortunately, yeah, Finn the Fangbearer is a good draw. Unfortunately, that means that just their answers lined up very well. If we had played Gladiolus first, who knows, maybe they would have summoned Leviathans that, and then our Crystals Chosen could have resolved through it, but it's tough to tell. Looks like we're going to just end up trading off here, our 2-drop for their 2-drop. Like, we're never getting poison damage, and we're currently not the beatdown, so just getting an additional creature off the battlefield is going to be good. They're going to spend 3 mana to equip this now. No, they have a Reno and Rude, so they might spend 3 mana to equip that. And a fat Chocobo means that their menace creature is not as good. All right. Gonna spend some mana to equip, probably on the fat Chocobo, just because it is more likely to live, and also this one having trample, I think it should be just fine. They spend 2 islands to the bin, which is good news for us as well. That means that this card could either be a land or just something that's not particularly strong, or it could be anything, even a boat. Seeing what OP's gonna do here. Hello, hello, hello. Moogle sings a song. Oh, it's writing in a journal. I thought this was sheet music. Jace Choco, having the time of his life. They can attack with the Reno and Rude. We can't. We will double block. They can trade off with the Choco. But at that point, they're taking, in theory, what, 10 damage from our fat Chocobo, attacking for 5 this next turn, attacking for 5 the following turn. But if they don't attack and we have like a removal spell or something else like that we can play, then this little Chocobo is also going to be able to get in. That puts them on a 2-turn clock, and that's pretty scary. I mean, we've done all of our big things, right? Crystal's Chosen, Gladiolus, Balam T-Rex, those are all out. We have another fat Chocobo and a Renoa Heartily. Outside of that, we've got things like Queen of Gourmet, Reach the Horizon. Delivery Moogle would be a good draw because that's 2 and 1. Garnet would also be fine because that would, in theory, get us more turns out of our fat Chocobo that we have. So that's also great. Clash of the Icons wouldn't be another one. We've got 2 copies of that, which could play well. So let's double block. I assume they're going to be trading with the Choco here, and that is great for us because that means we're just not as worried. Oh, they have a second Reno and Rude. Wow. All right. Well, we can't block it, so we might as well be attacking in, and then hope that we have either a Clash of the Icons or something else. Fate of the Suncrest probably would be fine. We're going to get in for 3 here with the Reno and Rude. Also attacking with the hero token and seeing what they can pull off the top of our library. They see a forest, so no sacrifice coming from them. We either need a removal spell, a creature. I mean, like Renoa Heartily would also be great because that means that we would be able to okay. I guess we do this now, and the reason why we do this now is because if they want to flash back their Revelation, they cannot equip as well. But I suppose, yeah, if they draw a land, they can do that, and then it's lethal. But c'est la vie, that's just how it goes. Black Mage's Rod Pings potentially being kind of the thing that we're doing here. Okay, the equip happens. Attack. I got a 1. Summon Shiva. Okay. Terrifying. White Mage's Staff. Yeah, that's not going to do it, huh? Unfortunate. We have a lethal threat. We needed one of our Clash of the Icons or something else. We just drew one too many lands this game. But that's okay. I think that's fine. Fate of the Suncrist with 2 Reno and Rudes might be an answer, especially because some of our other answers like Chocobo Kick and Clash of the Icons just might not be as safe if we don't have very many creatures. So I think I'm going to do that. The other option we could do is this Dwarven, what's it called? Dwarven Castle Guard. But I don't think that's particularly good. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll probably go without it, I think. They had a lot of removal spells. They had 3 Veins Treachery. We also saw 2 Sephiroths in another thing. And then they also had a Summon by the Violence, Swallowed by the Violence. So I think it's just mainly how the draw worked out. We've got 2 Sagas for our Garnet, but no 3rd land. So I'm going to actually just put out this Finn the Fangbearer and call that a threat because it cannot get Veins Treachery on its own, and it's scary. It's terrifying. They're going to Monk's Fist. They can't really block the Finn at that point then, so we'll just go put our Garnet out because we have a second one. Attack with the Finn, and at this point, if we were to draw a land and play our Summon Chocomonk, like it's pretty tough stuff. Even if we don't, a Dragoon's Lance is fine, or a follow-up Garnet, should they kill our Garnet, I think is fine. I don't want to actively trade with the Monk's Fist, because assuming we can draw our land, and we do play the Summon Chocomonk, then this thing will be able to attack through, because it's going to be a 3/3. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, we're looking very hot here with a land. No land, so I think we still might... We could attack with the Finn, but I don't really want to trade with their stuff, so I think we're just going to play the Dragoon's Lance and pass. We've got good blocks. If we draw our land, then we've got excellent attacks, and even outside of our good attacks and blocks with the land, we have our Dragoon's Lance, which can start pecking in anyway as well. Resentful Revelation is good for us. I have to imagine they're going to take a Veins Treachery. Like, I just don't really see them doing much else there. They do have a town with green on it that they did not take, which suggests either A, they don't have a green splash, or B, the town isn't that important to them, or C, they just really needed the other thing. So let's attack with a Dragoon's Lance. Let's probably have it eat a removal spell, would be my guess. It did not. We'll play our tap land, which is a little unfortunate, but c'est la vie, it's how she goes. And now we should be able to play Chocomog next turn and pull the counter off with the Garnet. It also means that if we want to attack with our Finn the Fangbearer, that he's going to have 2 power, which is going to be worth a double block from them because they don't have anything that's super big. Then that means that we'll be able to get 2 things out of it. Yeah. All right. So we're going to play our tap land because we just drew it. And we don't have anything else to play, and it's really good. Even if they have an answer for it or removal spell, in theory, next turn, we can kind of do the same thing with the Fat Chocobo if we draw an untapped land, where we play the Chocobo, we remove the counter, and then every upkeep that we're able to remove said counter, we're going to, yeah, Veins Treachery, we're going to be able to continue on and make more birds. But does not seem to be the case. I will trade both of these creatures for my Finn the Fangbearer. That seems fair to me, and I'm happy for it. So we'll do that. They are getting in for 3. That means they have no blockers, and we're attacking for 6 next turn. The question is really whether we want to try to get this Garnet down again. Otherwise, if we don't draw land, I think we might just reach the horizons in the hopes that we can go like Fat Chocobo plus Garnet again. A Lion's Heart kills off our hero. And pass. No. Cute shrub forayer, sure. Exiling some stuff out of the graveyard. Yep. Gladiolus. All right, that is good enough for me. We're going to play our Reach the Horizons. We're going to get a tap land and then green source, I guess. Doesn't really much matter. Play this down. And I'll take the value here. I'm just going to attack with this. We're not going to get a Garnet down and be able to attack with Garnet and then also remove a counter from this thing. So we're just going to get our attack in and make sure that we don't get blown out by a removal spell or let them sacrifice it for stuff or whatever. So one Resentful Revelation reveals another in the yard, and then a Dragoon's Wyvern coming in, which means that they are shields down as far as counter spells are concerned. And they also did not really seem to care too much about counterspell holding up. Like, they didn't really consider it. So we're just going to deploy 2 threats while we have them. And now if they do kill our Garnet, then we can just play Gladiolus. If they don't kill Garnet, then we can Fat Chocobo, make a frog with it as well, and go from there. Then we attack with the Garnet. We remove the thing, and that means that they're going to have to trade the Reno and Root and their other token with it, or every turn we're just going to continue to make more and more frogs and birds. Looks like they do have a removal spell here, but they didn't want to use it on the Queen. They're using it on the Fat Chocobo. Yeah, that's fine. This thing is a frog. This is not a frog. That's a bird. Still good enough for me. I'm happy to trade my Garnet with the Reno and Rude now, considering they've taken 2 of our sagas. So this is totally fine. They cannot double block the Queen because we end up making that frog. So they are unable to kill it because we could sacrifice the frog and make it a 3/4. I don't think I'm that interested in sacrificing the frog just because. I'd rather trade this frog off for their 1/1. But a summon Shiva is fine. It's not that scary. Okay, we're going to play Gladiolus this turn just to get it down. It also allows us to go in and I guess we'll take a white source. By putting the +2 here, that means it's a 5/4 that we can attack with for trample. That either trades with the summon Shiva or just functionally gets in. This is going to lock down our Gladiolus, but we can chump the Shiva with our frog. They don't even attack with it. Okay, that's fine. So this means that we can Prisha's Wandering for this thing when we need it. Okay, we're going to attack with both these creatures, I think. And whichever one they block, we Prisha's Wandering to get a +1/+1 counter, and then an extra +2/+2 from the Gladiolus. We'll likely also then Fate of the Suncrest targeting this Wyvern, depending on what they do. And even if they have a Summon by Leviathans here, we can just go like battle menu and it's fine. Alright, put the counter here, put the +2/+2 here. That kills the Summon Shiva. They have a Vane's Treachery, and they're going to sacrifice their token. So that's interesting, right? So this is fine. I mean, it means we get to kill this thing. And I think that means that we also want to kill the Summon Shiva because they're going to draw 2 cards. One from the bird, one from the Gladiolus. And now they have to draw something, otherwise they're dead on board, even without anything else. And they can't actually do anything with these things. So this has to be a creature or a removal spell. They don't draw it. They have a Resentful Revelation and concede. Oh, yeah. See you gamers in round 2. All right, gamers, we're back for round 2 with our fun white, green, red nihilist that has a couple different things. This is a toughie, right? So we have a good removal spell. We've got an Adelbert, and in theory, we have another removal spell with the Fate of the Suncrest. So I'm going to keep it. It is reliant on another land, and we instantly drew it. It has both colors, so I'm the best, and that's why I have a YouTube. But you come here to see me. Aprisha's Wandering, also a great draw. So that way we can put a counter on our Adelbert even without needing to use more stuff. See if we can snipe them here. They're like, why are you attacking? Obviously there's something fishy. And 100% right, there is something fishy. Scoop up a second green source. Put our counter here. Legendary spell, draw a card. Man, we would have liked one of those. Ash. It's a great card. They draw a card off of Ash. That's good. Land for Fat Chocobo would be good. Otherwise, mind if they're not attacking, that's also just fine with me. Have to wonder if they're willing to trade with their with our Adelbert. I have to wonder also if I would use Battle Menu to keep our Adelbert alive. Like, functionally, it's a removal spell. We all know that anyway. And so using it to keep our Adelbert alive is also a good way to do that. Remove their thing, gain 3 life. They won't take any damage this turn because of it. Like, if we could just remove something else and keep attacking. But beggars can't be choosers. They're deciding on whether they want to attack or not with the Venat. Venat? Heart of Hydaelyn. And this is also a High Thinker. Hello? Is this... Are we doing it? Crazy. Ash is from Final Fantasy 12. And VNAT is from Final Fantasy 14. The modern Final Fantasies. I still have, to this day, have not really played any of them. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy X, and it was a wild ride, but I don't think I could... I don't know, it's just not for me. I might go into like an MMO style thing because there's a lot more action. But I don't know. I got enough to do. I got enough to do with this and other things. I still play Legend of Runeterra from time to time because it's a fun little thing to click cards with. What else are we playing? Oh, Frosthaven coming out end of month. That's going to be a sick one. Very excited for that. Yeah, outside of that, we play a lot of Magic. Play at the AGL, so go check us out over there if you like. They finally decide that VNet should be attacking, and incredibly, we draw land anyway, so we're going to attack first. If they block, I want to go Battle Menu Fate of the Suncrist. If they don't, I think I just play Fat Chocobo. It trades the little Chocobo with the Ash, and if they kill the little Chocobo, then we use the big Chocobo to block Ash. Big Chocobo blocks VNat just fine. They have a magic pot, sure. Yeah, they're going to end up cashing in Ash with the little Chocobo and looking for an artifact. They do not find the artifact, and fortunately, here we are. Yeah, this is fine. We're going to attack with both, and the reason why is if they want to block the magic pot on the Adelbert, we're still going to gain some life. And if they want to end up doing something like this, then we're good to go. I don't really... Oh, I see. Well, this is them taking a treasure so they can flip this. If they tap and kill, like 7 tap, they still get to exile a non-land permanent. So I'm just going to kill this right now. So that way our stuff stays alive. An Ahriman, sure. And another magic pot, also sure. Finn the Fang Bearer is a good one. So this time, I still think I can attack with both. If they want to trade our Adelbert with their Ahriman, that's fine. If they want to block and we just gain a life, that's also fine. Yeah, this is great. They're clearing pretty much the entire board. They're still taking 1. And then we play a Fat Chocobo. Oh, man, this one gave him so much trouble. It traded with an Ash, and then it also ate 2 magic pots. That's a tough go about things. Fat Chocobo is a good card. We're just gonna plop into game 2 and see what happens here. All right, back for game 2. Things have actually been going pretty well, and it looks like they might continue to. We have all of our colors. We have a Clive's Hideaway for when we get something else. We're playing against an Elixir. Interesting. Finn plays better on turn 2. Instantly into instant ramen as well. Wow. What is going on over here with the OP? Are they playing black-white artifacts? I don't know if I'd play an Elixir in just an artifacts deck, but maybe. I don't know. I still have... I have yet to this day sleeved up an Elixir. This probably makes most sense in blue-black, I suppose. We're just going to continue moving. Attack. If they want to trade, they don't. That's fine. We get to play... play a Dragoon's Lance just because that means that they want to think about having a blocker. Also, in theory, we could just suit up the Finn if they play like a ground threat. Like a Sephiroth! No, that's fine. Gonna sacrifice the Ahriman. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, it could trigger us, absolutely. That means that we get to get in like this, and if they want to trade with the Finn, you got yourself a deal, brother. That is A-okay with me. Gonna play this, gonna play this. And now it's still 3 on 4 cards, but we've got a bunch of stuff on the battlefield. Squall Seed Mercenary. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. Get our other 2 towns, Gongaga and Windhurst. And then attack with this, I suppose. Yeah, Squall getting things back like both the Ahriman and the Sephiroth are that is pretty terrifying. It also gets back instant ramen. I guess it technically gets back Elixir, but I would never want to crack the Elixir, so it's that's a tough one. I don't know if I would play that one yet. Summon Primal Garuda kills our hero token. Scary. And I'm going to chump block with this hero token because if we draw a Saga, then we're going to be able to do the trick with the attacking Garnet. And we do draw a Saga. And it actually kind of works out great. So we're going to do this. Going to... we're 1 mana short. We're really doing what we want. So I guess we'll do it this way. We're going to attack with this thing. We're going to remove our counter. They're going to likely trade here, which is fine. And then we get to Clive's Hideaway and put probably Precious Wandering. A reasonable card, good effect, but also nothing that we're going to miss. We'll put the White Mage's staff here, so that way we actually have a 4/4 into their 3/4. Even though it's a double strike and they will trade, this means that next turn we can load up the Dragoon's Lance on our second Garnet and get in and make sure that our Chocomog never actually leaves the battlefield. An Ash from their side, which is good. A Judge Magister, Galbranth, also good. They're going to attack and trade with our Chocomog. I think they realize what's going on here. But even still, they're attacking for 5, 6 now because of the Judge Galbranth, and we're attacking with 4 lifelinks, so I think we win that race. Now, they're going to end up, hopefully, for them, getting some additional value out of the Ash. But, oh, we're even gaining 5 life, so they're dealing 1, and they're taking 4 every turn. If we happen to pick up something like Gladiolus, that's going to be even bigger. We also have 2 Fat Chocobos and... no, that's it. 2 Fat Chocobos. Unfortunately, our delivery Moogles are kind of dead now. But, c'est la vie, that's how she goes. Taken 6. They're going to play... They have a Fate of the Suncrest, do they? Or just a Magic Pot? Oh, a Vane's Treachery, I see. Yeah, and then they sacrifice the Ash, which puts a counter on the Judge Magister. Yep. Okay. That tracks. We have a Fat Chocobo. That is good enough for us to put a White Mage's Staff on the Fat Chocobo. And, I mean, it's great that they cast a spell. Like, it's super good. Can they flip over the side quest? They cannot. They play a land, and they play a Magic Pot. They cannot attack with the Judge, because then Well, I suppose what they could do is they could sacrifice the elixir. That would give something here, but that's not going to end up working out for them. They can't sacrifice 2 things, so I'm just going to kill this now. Means we also can get in here and attack for 9 with a magic pot. Potential for blocks. They're going to choose to block now. I don't know if I love this, but it's fine. And they do have an elixir that you can gain, what, 9 life. They just need to spend 5 mana to do it. I have to wonder if they're going to do it now. It looks like they are, which is, again, I mean, good, but a little weird. I don't know if this, still don't know if this card is particularly strong. I would play it in, like, blue-white when you need artifacts. It is a playable card, or just for 1 mana, putting it on the battlefield. Very reasonable, but in general, I don't know if it's a card that I want. All right, we got there for round 2. Thanks, gamers. Appreciate it. We'll see you in round 3. Let's go. All right, gamers, here we are for round 3. Ready to go against an old-time gamer. Oh, I forget. One was Ren in 7. That was... Oh, it was in a place where, like, we wouldn't know. I forget, but been around. Oh, is that in Midnight Hunt? Or Crimson Vow. So this one's been around. This gamer's been around for a little while, having a Ren in 7 avatar. We picked up, just because Renault Hartley is that good of a card, and I figured we've been drawing hot all day. Why not draw hot now? If we happen to end up picking up any sort of saga or something like that, even just a fat creature, Clash of the Icons, hopefully it will be playing well for us. Dragoon's Lance, obviously, maybe one of the best 2-drops we could play with our hand as it is. Maybe Finn, I suppose, but even still, Dragoon's Lance, a pretty good one. Starting talent from our opponent, we'll play our Finn the Fang Bear. And if we're beating their face in, I think the more that they use something like a starting talent, the better for us. Opponent seems to be either on just Grixis or on Towns, which is awesome, good for them. My guess is they also have some sort of removal spell here. They do not, so they're just taking it with their face. Unfortunately, we're not able to punish them too much. We don't have like a Delivery Moogle or a Summon Chocomog or something like that to really get things moving. But, I see. Summon Chocomog now. Well, no real reason to play that right into a Sephiroth intervention. We want to make them use it on like the Finn here. Or yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to follow up with the Renault Hartley, which means that we're going to be able to attack for a bunch this next turn. Summon Chocomog being like 3 damage, and then we can even use this Clash of the Icons Kefka. Okay. So in that case, we're gonna summon Chocomog, and then what is this? Any target? Another target. So not Renoa. So if we attack with this thing, we can give it +4/+4 and make it a 6/5, and they're going to take 9. And then if they don't block, like they have to block with the Renoa. So I think if that's the case, if they have to block the Renoa or chump with Kefka, then we're going to play the Adelbert rather than the Clash of Icons this turn and force them to either chump or die. Actually, I mean, this is straight lethal. So they do trade, and they go down to 5, but we still have 4 creatures with the Chocomog this turn, and we can Clash the Icons, giving another +1/+1, Looks like they are, yep, they've got it handled here. Okay, I think if we do it this way, let's play our tap land. If we equip the Adelbert, now we've got 4 in the air, and they have to block one of the 2 other things. Or they have to block them both functionally, but they can't. So that is lethal. Wow. Kefka into Summon Primal Odin. And it was only because we were able to squeak in early on with extra damage from Finn and Dragoon's Lance that got us over the top. But looks like they're going to be able to kill one of our tokens here and take 5. Ping pong. That's great. Pretty scary stuff, though. They've got a lot of things going on, so I don't know if we really can do too much about it. The question is whether we want to like pull off something like Choco Kick if they don't have a lot of early stuff. But I don't really know what we'd pull in. We could put in like Fate of the Suncrest, Aerith Rescue Mission, I suppose, to tap down things like Summon Primal Odin. But also, I think I'm okay just as it is. Let's run it back, see what we can do, and hopefully score up that 3-0. Alright, here we are for hopefully the final game of our video today, because if it is, that means we won. And finally broken our 2-1 streak. Opponent took a long time in sideboarding, but that might also just mean that they had to go do something rather than they've got 15 cards to bring in. Who would have guessed of all decks, Clive's Hideaway was going to be the one. I still have yet to hear about anybody activating the Hideaway. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to be it, but it could be. We have the technology. No gas against the Grixis Go Wide Big Bombs deck. So I think we're going to have to mulligan that one. Finally hit our mulligan. And the question is whether we want this Hideaway or we want this Clash of the Icons. I think I'm going to keep the Icons. And either A, we're going to draw a bunch of gas and it'll be just fine. Or B, we'll draw our land, hit Delivery Moogle. I am going to play Garnet into this because we don't have anything to pump the Adelbert with. And who knows, there's always the chance we hit our Choco Mog off the top. Resentful Revelation, sure. Ninja Blades, wow, alright. They got stuff. Alright, we're gonna attack with this. No lore counters removed. See if opponent elects to block, or whether they're gonna be scared of Tifa's Limit Break, or Blitzball, or Prisha's Wandering. There's a bunch of things that they could be scared of here, and we'll see if they elect to play into those fears. We also, in theory, could just go like Adelbert plus Clash the Icons and kill the Sahagin, but we would sacrifice our Garnet in the meantime. I don't think that's that very necessary, especially if we've got a Delivery Moogle coming in, or, I don't know, something else that could be. Dreams of Laguna is awesome for us, because that means that they are, I mean, they're not putting a counter on the Sahagin. They also missed on a, they missed on a land. So am I Delivery Moogling, or am I just cycling this so I can guarantee Fat Chocobo next turn? I'm going to hit the Delivery Moogle because it hits the battlefield now, and then also gets us a really good card in the Dragoon's Lance. Because then with Dragoon's Lance, we can play the Lance, and that puts Adelbert above the 1-3 split, so that way we can do that. And if we don't, or if we draw a land, and they, like, let's say kill this with a Sephiroth and turn this into a 2-4, we can go summon Fat Chocobo. This is a 3-3, and now we're going to get an extra thing out of it. So Delivery Moogle being a bigger threat in the moment, or Adelbert being a bigger threat in the moment, means that Garnet may survive, and we're going to be able to profit off of that. Oddly enough, I felt like we've been doing a lot of attacking. We've attacked twice, but like they're still at 20, which is a little scary. And the fact that they now have a couple of things here. Reach the horizon. All right, I'm down. Go get our Gongaga and our Windhurst. Put those on the battlefield. Getting in for 3. And now we could even go like Fat Chocobo, Clash of the Icons, you know, make another bird, and then Garnet and remove a counter again. So that way on upkeep it makes another bird. Oh, but we're not doing that. Very interesting. Okay, so we can play like a... Oh, this is tough to do in the moment. Alright, I'm down to play the Fat Chocobo. And then I think I'm down to fight the Chocobo And it might be this robot warrior, but yeah, actually I think it is. So we're gonna go 3 on the fight this here, remove a lore counter, gain a lore counter. And the reason why is if they have a 4+, like we're never attacking with this Garnet anyway. Yeah, Sephiroth's intervention is fine. And this was just such a high impact thing that I think it was worth it. We're gonna attack for 3. And then we can go like summon. There's also a possibility we go like Dragoon's Lance and attack with the Garnet, but man, they're really not making it easy for us, huh? Let's go to combat. Let's delivery Moogle. Get in for 3. And then play the Balam T-Rex. Because if nothing else, we can play like Dragoon's Lance and then equip the Balam T-Rex. And then once it's on the battlefield, there's an opportunity for us at some point to go like equip the Lance and then play Chocomog, and then now we're swinging in with a 4/4. Gained, how much life this game? Just the 4 so far, but that's really scary. Okay, Kefka, I think, gets rid of the summon Chocomog. That threat is gone. They're drawing 3 cards, yikes. But Renoa Hartley is a good card. So we'll put that down. Put this down. Get in for 3. And present lethal this next turn. Unless they can kill Renoa or the target of said Renoa. Even if they, let's say they tap out for something that doesn't affect the battlefield, right? Or like they kill our delivery Moogle, we're still giving something +6/+6, and then they go like, okay, that is really good because it's only a single mana, and now they might still be able to do something else with their mana. So, at this point, I think we're going to put the Lance on the Renoa Hartley because that allows her to attack pretty much with impunity, and then whatever else we decide to attack with is going to be huge. I don't think, yeah, okay. So Stock and Summoner Sanctum comes down, that's fine. That means no attacks this turn. That also means that we're going to flop this over to, I think probably the Adelbert, just because it's going to have more attack. If you happen to get like a Fat Choco, then that seems to have been the wrong choice, but there's plenty of other things we could get, like a Crystal's Chosen, or our White Mage's Staff, another delivery Moogle. Let's go Crystal's Chosen. Let's play that. Huge! Another removal spell, sure. Put counters on everything. And that means that next turn, I think we have lethal, right? If they go block, 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 we've got 10. But we could force this through, right? So we would do 4, and they go block, 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 and 8 is 12. Okay, so not guaranteed. Summon Primal Odin also help us out. Oh my god, we could have just done this right away. Okay, so we will equip this, attack in for 5. Hideaway, I think Aprisha's Wandering again, just as a fun treat. Get in for 5. We're going to have to chump block the Summon Primal Odin. I don't think they have any trample tricks. I don't think there are any trample tricks at that point. Yeah, that's fine. I think Gladiolus might be our best draw. But at least at this exact second, okay, I was going to say, we had lethal, but that seems to be gone now. Yeah, Gladiolus I think wins it because that is lethal here. Finn the Fangbearer, does that win it, right? That means that we can do this at instant speed. Yes, we can. And oh my god, he's done it. Okay, we attack for 4. This is going to make it 5 and 6. So we can either put them to 1, or we can save the Aprisha's Wandering as a trick. And I think it's going to be better off served as a trick. So we're just going to leave around. We're going to take a screenshot of this. Holy cow. Oh, both players lose 2 life. I thought it was just us loses 2 life. Oh, no. We had lethal on board and didn't even realize it. That's okay. Clive's Hideaway could have been lethal. Let's grab a quick screenshot of this. Clive's Hideaway turned on because our opponent has a bunch of tap things down. This is great. What's our fourth one? We've got Adelbert, we've got Renoa, and Finn, yeah. Okay, they've got 6 blockers. They're going to have to do something about this attack or a Thief's Knife. They're going to need a Vane's Treachery, I suppose. That's it. Oh, I see. They're attacking no matter what. Okay. Do I just trade the Finn? I think that's fine. Sleep magic, this, sure. That means it's time. Oh, we can't. We didn't do it. We could have done it, and we didn't because we traded. Oh, my God. Hubris is a slow and insidious killer. Let's just attack in through here and call it. An active Clive's Hideaway finally could have won us the game, and we just chose not to do it. Whatever. We got there. We beat a Kefka and a Summon Primal Odin. Pretty incredible stuff. I can't believe we actually won this game. I think really what it came down to is the fact that a lot of our things, like Renoa Hartley, like Fat Chocobo, and like Crystal's Chosen, that plays really well into Sephiroth's intervention. And then because we had enough early aggression in the Adelbert and delivering Moogles that they weren't able to put pressure on us by just removing one thing a turn. So really happened to work out. I think this kind of deck is not good on the field, but it is very good against the sort of blue-black style control decks. And we finally won. We got ourselves a trophy here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, gamers.